As the school year wraps up, hundreds of books are no longer on library shelves across East Tennessee. Several school districts have removed titles to comply with amendments to the Age-Appropriate Materials Act.
10 News reporter Olivia Dake joins us in studio with a look at what she learned from a series of record requests. This is all tied, Olivia, to this new state law.
Right. Amendments to the Age-Appropriate Materials Act say books with excessive violence, nudity, or sex can't be on library shelves. And I've spent the last 6 weeks requesting these lists of books of materials that schools feel meet those definitions. You can see that some school districts like Jefferson County removed less than a dozen, and then Sevier County, Hamblin County, Maryville City schools, they didn't remove any, and then others removed hundreds. Here's what I learned and where we stand now.
Page by page, chapter by chapter, and book by book, hundreds of titles illustrating hundreds of perspectives have been removed from school libraries across East Tennessee.
The one thing that really combines all banned books together is the fact that they're banned.
Based on records requests filed by WBIR, in Knox County and Jefferson County, 48 and 11 titles were removed, respectively. In Roane County, 58 titles were removed, 80 were relocated to older grade levels, and 42 other titles were challenged but stayed on shelves. In Oak Ridge schools, more than 300 books were pulled. And in Monroe County, 574 titles were removed.
Schools were hugely vulnerable to an attack, to this kind of thing.
PEN America tracks censorship and free speech issues across the United States. We spoke with them about how Tennessee falls into the national trends.
So we saw a huge increase in book bans in schools in fall 2021. And really this was promoted by groups, very coordinated groups.
PEN says these coordinated groups illustrate a vocal minority. Groups like Moms for Liberty, recognized by the Southern Poverty Law Center as a far-right extremist group that advocates for book bans, came to school board meetings in Knox County.
Parents and educators in this room may not be fully aware of the sexually explicit, erotic content of this book.
Legal analyst for WBIR, Don Bosch, says this can misrepresent what's important to a community.
So I would urge parents that make sure that the people objecting to a title are doing so fairly and do represent the values of your community.
These pressures can influence lawmakers to pass legislation like the Age-Appropriate Materials Act, opening the door for book removal on a larger scale.
If students don't have access to these books, and that they're going to be placed at a disadvantage by the time they go to college.
Advocates for the freedom to read say it's not just about what books are banned, but what voices we silence when we remove them.
And again, Olivia, your reporting shows districts are handling this differently. Let's talk about Blount County.
Right. I got a 190-page list of everything that was removed from the library over the course of a few years, including outdated textbooks, broken computers, and then some titles that we've seen removed from other schools. So we asked for more clarification and a list of what specifically was removed because of the law. They told us that wasn't a record that they had.
And there was a similar situation out of Roane County concerning the list from that county.
Right. In that situation, their list specified titles moved from younger grades to older grades, and it's just an example of how each school district is interpreting this law differently. And tomorrow at 10 News at 6, I'll share perspective from a legal expert.
Olivia, thank you for your continued reporting on this.